This is my second critical hit build that I've done in basically in the last week, and they're basically the same template, and I've just reworked a few pieces. I thought, which way do I want to go with it? So I thought, I'll just do both. So this one is quite a bit different, arguably more fun, but also a bit more difficult to actually do than just running around shooting stuff. So we'll get on with it. Again, I wasn't sure about a dress theme to wear, so I went with something that sort of goes with casually running around. Not too smart and tidy because we're running around, and not too much camo. Just something for casually running around in, but not too sporty because we don't want to be too energetic. So, okay, so if you remember if you watched my previous build, it's not necessary to have watched it. This will be fine as a standalone. We had the Dark Winter and Chameleon, but I thought instead of Dark Winter, what about going with the Backfire? And basically that's what this build is. So a few of the other pieces have been swapped around to sort of accommodate that. So first off, we obviously had to drop the Chameleon. I have thrown in this assault rifle instead. It was just one that's reasonably well rolled. I could probably max that out actually now, but I didn't know how it was going to work, so I haven't done it because I didn't know how it was going to actually work and whether it was worth wasting the resources on it. But actually, it actually seems okay as an assault rifle. This G36Z, which I hadn't actually used before. It's not going to be the main weapon of the build. That's going to be the Backfire, but you will want something that's actually competent because the Backfire has quite a big downside with it. And this build sort of negates that to a certain extent, but you're not always in a position to make the most of that. So yeah, it's well worth having another weapon which is solid. You might have noticed some of my builds, I put my main weapon is in the second slot, and the main reason for that is I tend to prefer to have the long range one on button 1 and the short range one on button 2. If you've got two, like sometimes I might have a shotgun on 1 and then an SMG on 2, but if I've got a sniper rifle or anything with a scope on it, generally I'll put that in the first slot and the shorter range one will be in the second slot. It's just the way I like to do it. But that's why I sometimes refer to my main weapon as being the one in the number 2 slot. It's just for that reason. So the main difference, okay, is going to be the Backfire. So the Backfire, SMG damage, critical hit chance, larger magazine. It's this talent, payment in kind, is both really good and the downside of the build. So dealing damage to enemies adds a stack of 1% critical hit damage up to 200 stacks lasting 10 seconds. And our critical hit chance is really high, and this has got a high RPM as well. So we're looking at 6 in 10, which is 3 in 5 chance of getting a crit. And this is using a lot of rounds. So getting crits is really easy to stack with this build. The only problem with it is that when you apply a bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5 damage, 0.5 armor damage for each stack. So clearly that's quite nasty. Now I've seen some other videos where people have used Has Pro and the bleed resistance mods to get the bleed resistance up to the high 90s, where you're basically immune to it. Okay, so that's one way to do it. I haven't got that route, but I'll get to how we deal with that shortly. As I mentioned, the other weapon is this G36, and then we've got the Orbit, which, as was in the previous version, you've got perfect finisher. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage. It's not key part of the build. This is Dark Zone exclusive, so if you don't play the Dark Zone, then you might not have it, but it is available in the named item caches from the event as well. So there's another way of getting it there. I could actually max this out, but I haven't as of yet haven't done that. It's, as I say, not a key part of the build, just whatever you use, whatever you want, just something solid there. Okay, so what changes have we made? So we've still got our Walker and Harris chest piece with the critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and then a critical hit damage mod on. Spark, so damaging an enemy with a skill increases the weapon damage by 15%. And we've still got the same backpack, which probably replace Hasbro with critical hit damage if I wanted to. It has versatile, so amplify the weapon damage for 10 seconds when swapping between your primary and secondary weapon if they're different. So it's 35% when you to enemies within 15 meters for shotguns and SMGs, 35% to enemies further than 25 meters for rifles and marksman rifles, and 10% to enemies between 15 and 25 meters for LMGs and assault rifles. So I'm still using assault rifle and SMG, so I will get that some of that benefit, although in this build it'll be switching between them a bit less than with the previous one, so it's of less benefit. Main reason I've got this on is because it's pretty well rolled. So again, it's got pistol damage, so that's helping with the pistol, but again, the pistol isn't a core part. So if you've got something else decent, then maybe have that instead. We've still got death grips, one of my favorite pieces. So 10% armor on kill and some armor regen, and then 1 armor core there along with the 10% health. I've tried running this with the shield, but the problem with the backfire and the shield is every time you reload, you're getting that bleed effect. So that's, you're running around, you reload and you get that bleed, or you don't run around and you hide, in which case the shield's a waste. So what I've done is I've swapped out the shield for the assault turret. So we've now got the assault turret and the striker drone, so we've got 2 sources of damage, which is beneficial in taking some of the flak off us as well as dealing the damage. And of course we've got spark on the chest piece, so that gives us the extra 15% damage when we do that. So for that reason we swapped for the forge off here and just put some Seska, so we've got critical hit chance and damage there. The mask, so we've swapped off Coyote's mask and we've put on some Sokolov, so we've got some SMG damage helping with the backfire, and I've swapped out the knee pads for the Ninjabike messenger knee pads. Now this isn't something I've really used before, but this talent, performing a cover to cover or vaulting, reloads your drawn weapon and grants 25% bonus armor for 5 seconds. Now the 25% bonus armor, that's of course always welcome, but the real benefit here is this reload. So we have the backfire. If you reload, it applies bleed to you, but the Ninjabike messenger gloves, you don't have to reload. As long as you do one of these cover to cover or vaulting moves, it will reload for you. Now you have to be careful, you don't want to shoot out the last few rounds of your weapon and get the bleed, but one of the benefits is if you actually do that, you can get yourself into cover, then do a quick move and you'll get bonus armor, so you'll actually recover some armor. So this actually has 2 ways of helping negate the downside of the backfire. Okay, so that's the kit. I think I've covered all the kit there. Striker drone is as before. Mod wise, let me just check this. Critical hit chances on 45 at the moment, which is lower than in the other build, but we're still 4 in 10 shots, and you're shooting a lot of shots out. And I could potentially swap a mod. It's critical hit chance. I think that one's critical hit damage. I can potentially swap this mod. I have a few higher ones, but this one's, I'll stick this one on for now. Okay, we're now at 51%, and as I said last time, I haven't got crit maxed out in the watch, so you can gain a few more that are there if you're at 1,000 or higher. I mean, I could potentially re-roll this to crit hit damage and then swap that critical hit damage mod for a critical hit chance mod. You know, obviously up to you if that's what you want to do. I found it okay, and obviously we're not taking it super seriously, so let's go. Another, while I'm here, we've got this exposed event on at the moment, and doing cover to cover moves actually is part of that, so this build actually nicely fits in with that. By the time I've released this video, it's probably going to be finished. I'll go and do Grand Washington Hotel again. I did it on the last one. Let's see if we get a bit further this time.
Head to the service entrance on the east
So
side of
we
the
need
building.
to always be doing the cover to cover moves. Right. See, I was down to 15 rounds. It's probably been enough, but
Once you're inside, find a way to the atrium.
And to reload, I'm just going to run around. There we go. Just something to note with the Backfire. If you get the extra round by reloading and getting that chambered round to be, that does actually trigger the trigger the effect. So just be wary of that. Right, I'm going to try and stick this. That's not what I wanted to do. Come on.
Hostile radio intercepted.
We're under attack. It might be a diversion, so be ready.
Go over and get the
Ready for some pain.
Immediate
No,
medical
no, no, no,
assistance
no.
needed.
no, hide. That wasn't what I intended to do.
Charge exposed.
And there we are. I've just... Oh, I think I've just So if I get stuck,
Initiated.
I can switch to my other weapon. I'm just gonna finish this guy off with the pistol.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Obviously, when you use the crates, it reloads the weapon, but isn't a reload. So that's a good way of reloading as well. Something I didn't mention, which I probably should have, is that I've changed the specialization from survivalist to gunner, and the main reason for that is the extra armor on kill. So between that and the gloves, the armor on kill is pretty high. And then killing stuff is actually quite easy with the Backfire. So, and if you throw the grenade, you get stuck in it and it just melt them. And I've just reloaded, which I didn't need to do. Just done it again. Shit me from the side there. Just gonna be very careful now. I'm gonna swap over to my other weapon because
Charge exposed.
if I can kill him, then I've got a bit more space. I can go. Yeah, that wasn't what I meant to do.
Charge transfer initiated.
Yeah, you have to remember to have the right weapon drawn. Otherwise, it doesn't do you any good. I'm getting a bit cocky, unfortunately, which is never a good idea, especially on heroic.
You went all the way to the top floor. Take the stairs to the right of the elevators and work your way up.
Obviously, I'm playing against hyenas, but if you're up against the Black Tusk for the Warhounds, you want to switch to your assault rifle. because otherwise it just empties it and it doesn't really do any benefit against the backfire doesn't do you that much. So you can usually get a couple of kills. Certainly red bars, you can get 2 or 3 kills depending on
Charge compromised.
how many headshots you're landing and stuff. Yeah, and of course your skills helping you as well.
Nobody's responding from the atrium.
The northern attack that might be headed this way.
So you can't quite one clip a yellow bar on heroic. You can on challenging.
Agent charge compromised. Charge transfer initiated.
Do you want to know who Agent Charge is? Why he keeps getting compromised?
Charge transfer activated.
Something that I'll show you now while it's quiet. I've tended to do this sometimes where, like in this position, I've got 30 rounds. Say the enemy is over here by these pallets. I might well move and get my full clip back and then fire at them. But then now, where can I go? Well, I can go here in this case. But sometimes, if I'd have waited here, fired the clip from 30 rounds, I could still have killed him, and then I can move and then I don't have to go as close to recover the bullets again. So ammo management is
Just
quite
found an ammo stockpile.
key in this
I'm gonna
build.
detonate it.
So let's stick that in there. The range on Backfire is actually fairly good. The drop-off doesn't seem nearly as punishing as some of the other SMGs, so
Charge compromised.
I might not have mentioned I actually got a scope on this first weapon. There's a lot of stuff I haven't mentioned.
That's what you get, you dumb sons of bitches.
You doing all right there, Kelso?
As long as I'm not breathing asbestos. That blasted a lot of damage.
Vital signs critical.
So if you did see my other video, you probably remember that section took a real long time with the with the build as I had it before, with the Chameleon and the Dark Winter, but that was actually reasonably easy. I've got no illusions that this is going to be any good in Legendary. I mean, if you saw my Hunter's Fury build, you would have seen that, like, while it was pretty strong in Heroic, it was non-starter in Legendary, so...
Spread out! Look for survivors! This is fucking crazy!
There.
Charge exposed. Activated charge transfer.
I knew that was a risk that time. Now, I haven't, this is where I got to the other day without... oh dear. Any more? I think we're okay. Yeah, so out of combat, you don't really have to worry about reloading. Let's cancel off these.
I'm on the roof, holding for backup.
I have eyes on you, Kelso.
You see Saint?
I don't know what he looks like, but there are plenty of hostiles up there.
Not for long.
Follow my lead.
Doing that stupid RC. Idiot. Where I got the sweet key? Oh, it's that one, isn't it? Not bad. Reload while walking. Now I appreciate this is the easiest level of the game. You know, it's the first one you do when you're starting it from scratch. So, you know, how well this will do on something like, you know, Dark Earth.
Glad you made it. Ready when you are. Let's do this.
Put the turret down. Come on. There. So I'm not under any pressure here, so that's why I'm sticking to my... I'm sticking to using the AR. I don't need to be killing them particularly quickly. The skills are doing a decent job. Reload without worrying.
Charge compromised. Serious trauma detected.
I'm gonna heal this because it's too much danger otherwise. Oh.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wasn't paying attention to my ammo there. He's right behind me, isn't he?
Agent charge compromised.
Yeah.
Serious trauma detected.
Oh no, 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 no.
Fucking hell!
Right, he's dead. No, 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 no. Oh,
Agent killed.
I got careless. That wasn't particularly good use of the specialist weapon there.
Charge exposed.
Fucking
Okay.
hell!
So as you can see, that's quite a bit more comfortable than the other one. I hope you found this useful. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, tell me what you think. As normal, if you've got any ideas for a themed build, a piece of kit you want me to make a build around, just drop it in the comments. I'll do what I can. Can't promise to do all of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.